everyone and Happy New Year. I thought as it was the 1st of January, many of us are having a day with family, so I thought I would do this flip through today. There is going to be a tutorial, colouring tutorial today. Whether you've had it already or not, I can't remember. I'm not sure what order these videos will go out, but I finished this Pole Elves book by Morgan O'Brien, and I thought I would do a flip through, maybe to inspire you if you've been colouring it and you want to finish your copy, or you know, just for fun, to show you what I've been doing. So I never fill this bit in. I do on Johanna's books when you've got a bit to colour, but so let's get going. I'm going to come in a little bit closer so that you can see it in a bit more detail, because the pictures are all, there we go. So this first picture in the book I coloured with Castle Arts metallic pencils, and I can show you how they shine a fair bit. They're not massively shiny, but I really like the sort of vintage colours that you get in the set. So that was a really lovely fun one that I did. I think it might have been the first one that I did in the book. I haven't done them all in order, but I think it may have been. So there's that one. And then this one I did in Arteza Premium pencils. I'm sort of going to talk you through a little bit about how I coloured the snow, because there's a lot of snow in this book and I know a lot of people aren't really sure how to colour it. There are lots of different ways that you can do it, and having recently snowed here, I was noting how it looked. It never looks like this. What I did here was I looked at where these lines were and I wondered if that was grass poking through the snow. I don't think it was. I think it's supposed to be shadow. So I did a few bits of green and a little bit here, maybe where the skis might have upset the snow and caused the grass to pop through. So that was how I did it on that picture, but I don't always do it the same. Also, the snow on this picture is done with silver pencil. You can see how shiny that is. So I think sometimes I used my Prismacolor very thin silver, so that may have been what I used there, or it might, it's really shiny, I think that's a pen. It's possibly my Staedtler metallic silver pen, not sure entirely. Now this one I thought was rather cute. He's sewing up a teddy. I used Castle Art Seascape for this. What I tended to do through the book is use different sets of pencils just to make it more fun for me to decide what to choose and that sort of thing. So that's what I used there, and I try to colour the teddy in a sort of round and round movement. I mean, I tend to colour like that sometimes anyway, like wood I would do up and down so you can see like the texture in the wood, and I think it helps give it a little bit of texture to do it that way. So that's that one. And the snow there I just left white, I didn't colour it at all. Now this one was coloured with Castle Art botanical pencils, and some of the snow I've coloured and some of the snow I haven't. What I did was this bit here that they're skating on, I thought was frozen lake, so I coloured that with a little bit of blue, and the rest again I've just left white. I think I'm looking really carefully. There might be a bit of colour on there. Don't think so. I think it's white. I can't remember. Now this one is done with Black Widow Spider pencils. So the Black Widow sets, some of them have a nice little reds, some of them don't have all a good colour range. Spider has quite a good range of different colours in it, and the other sets are supposed to sort of supplement it, so some of them don't always have the right colours. Now again, on the trees I've put a little bit of blue on the snow because I'm thinking it might reflect the blue sky there. I've never seen it being a blue sky when it's snowing. It's usually grey, but you know, hey ho, it's fun. Now this one I did actually as a tutorial when I did a flip through of the book, and I used Chromaflow pencils. So if you want to see exactly how I coloured this one, there is a video, as I say, on the flip through. I can just show you some of the shimmer and shine. So this snow here I did with a glitter glaze pen. It's the Sakura one. The water is done with a Stickles, this waterfall Stickles, and the narwhal's horn is done with diamond stickles. These just happen to have them right next to me. And the snow, I think, is done with the same pen as the ice. So there's quite a lot of sparkle going on there, which is always nice and lots of fun. That's that one. Now this one is done with Black Widow Cobra. You can see in the Cobra set the browns are really orangey, so that meant the tree was very bright, but you know, that's okay, it's just a bit different. The snow on this one is coloured with a glitter pen. I think it's just a plain glitter pen. It doesn't look silvery to me, so that's how I did it on that one. This one was done with Black Widow Scorpion pencils. Now the sky is done with a metallic Staedtler pen, but I find it's not that shiny, but it's okay. I like the colour, and the snow is also done with a silver metallic pen, and it's really quite dull, but that's okay. There's snowflakes. The snow down here, I've just used a blue, I want to say, pencil on the top of those, each of those lines, just to sort of try and add in a little bit of shadow on the snow. But that's that one. I had fun with that one. I like doing a blue bike. This one I haven't written down what I used, so I don't know what pencil set this is. I'm reckoning it might be Arteza Expert, but I don't really know. The snow is done with glitter. I think that might be a silver glitter pen, but I'm not entirely sure. I had fun making his hat look a little bit furry just by adding some dots of stripes of white, lines of white. It is fun. That's that one. This one's done with Arteza Premium, and there's no snow in this picture, of course. It was really good fun just blocking out those colours. I wanted to make the lamp look slightly three-dimensional, which I think I did, so that was fun. The chair is quite bright yellow, but I wanted to make it a Christmassy colour, so that's why I did that. It was fun. And I think on the book there's some gold. I think that's probably Prisma Very Thin Gold. I have my Very Thins really close at hand when I'm at my desk colouring, so it's the sort of easy one to grab. Now this one was done with Chroma Flow, and the snow in the sky is a glitter. You can see how bright it is, and the other snow hasn't been coloured. I just left it white because I coloured in everything else. These, although this is white and Penguin's white, they've got bits of grey on them, so I just left the snow plain. Now this one was fun. This is just Castle Arts Monet, but that sky is done with a purple Posca pen, and the snow is done with silver pen. You can see it shining, hopefully. And I had lots of fun doing this fish, and I just did lines on the polar bear because I didn't want him to just be white, so I just did some lines to indicate fur, just to make him look a little bit different. Now this pair were done with Arteza Expert. I use that Arteza Experts quite a lot because there's a lot of good reds. The tinsel on the tree is a glitter pen. There is a glitter glaze on this bow as well, and these tree decorations just to make them shine and stand out a little bit more. But because I kept the marshmallows white, then I wanted them to look a little bit brighter. So that was that. But I did both of them in red. I just wanted it really festive. I was really in the mood for like my reds and greens, so that was fun. Now this one I think is really great fun. These were my Cores pencils, and there is a gold and a silver pencil in the set, which I did use in places on the sewing machine. I think the fact that it's called Alpha is such fun. I think that's a take on Singer, which is a brand of sewing machine. In case you don't sew, you wouldn't know. I sort of had to guess what was going on with the fabrics and things, but I just kept everything red and green because I thought it was really festive, and even purple I feel can be a bit festive, so that was a lot of fun. And I wanted to do this black but not really deep black, so it looked a bit shiny, so that's where I went with that one. This one I did with Bambino crayons, so I was blocking in a fair bit really with the crayons. It was quite fun. And you've got a silver crayon which I used for this bit, but I used grey for the tools just so they look slightly different. and that was a lot of fun. I would have used some gold crayon for some of this, but I've lost my gold. I don't know where it's gone, which is a bit of a shame. But anyway, it is what it is. Now this I use polycolour. I like my polycolours. I've only got a 12 set though, so it limited me slightly. But actually, the hat rim is the same colour. Is it the same colour as the face? Yeah, it's just different levels of pressure on the pencil really. The snow in the background here is done with the glitter pen again, just to make it shiny. So that was fun. Now this one was done with a mix of pencils, mainly, well not mainly, there was quite a few Prismas. It's all the pencils that I have in my drawer on my desk. Now the snow has got some purple on it to make it look slightly shadowy in places, but the snow that's falling here is done in a silver. So that's how I did that snow. These are done again, this one again with mixed pencils just from my drawer. Again, I think these trees are done with Prisma. That was a colour soft, so there's a bit of a mix. And the snow again has got some blue colouring on it, even though the sky's pink. It doesn't quite work. I think really the snow would reflect what's going on in the sky, but it was just, you know, just trying something out really, so that was fun. And this one was done with Arteza Premium. I do find they work well on this paper, and the snow is done with a glitter pen again. It's such a fun picture, so cute. This one was done with watercolour, Castle Arts watercolour pencils. Now I activated it in the sky, and the tree and the bushes and the scarf and the little elf. But on the fur I didn't, so it looks more textured. I didn't want to lose that fur look, so I didn't activate it on those. And for the snow I just used a glitter pen again, so that was fun. I had a lot of fun with that one. Now this one's quite a tricky one because it's an ice sculpture. How do you colour ice? So I used my Prismas and I just took a blue and I just did different thicknesses of blue to, it's only one blue pencil to indicate the shadow and shading. Sorry, you can't see that. Okay, of the sculpture of the reindeer. I decided to do the sky grey so that it would come forward a little bit, and when it's snowing the sky is often grey, as I said earlier, and then snow in a glitter. So, and I think our little elf stands out actually a lot, whether that, and I've forgotten to colour his buttons, but hey, it's okay. Now we have watercolour again. So I was having fun with them, and actually when I used them on this page it didn't warp the paper one bit. I used a water brush and there's no warping. This one I used a bit more water and it is a bit more warped, but it was still fine even on this very thin paper. But I do put a plastic laminate behind. And I went out of the lines with my brush splodge, but I wanted another go because I'd really enjoyed using them. I'm actually using them on the picture right now as well. Now I didn't activate them everywhere. I didn't activate them on the black because I didn't want it to be really, really dark and intense, which it would be if I wetted it. And I didn't do it on the wood to keep some sort of texture in there. But I'm pretty sure I did everywhere else. But the snow is done again with a, I think this is just, yeah, it's just a metallic pen. There's no glitter in there, it's just metallic. So that was fun. And Castle Arts Soft Touch. Now I'm not sure whether this sky colour was really a good idea against the red pillar box. I really had so much fun with the post box trying to give it some sort of three-dimensional look. So that was good. Now I did the snow in bleed proof white ink. I used my white pen, and where I'd gone over with this pink, the pink bled through the white and looked pink. So I used a bleed proof white on top for the snow, which just looks like white pen. And on the snow I did it properly. I used this bit of this light, the lightest pink that I used here, to show the reflections in the snow of the pink. So that was fun. Yeah, that's that one. Now this one I decided to have a go with some pens, because pens are so vibrant, and I just wanted to try something really different and play around with it. I really find pen work quite difficult. It's quite liney, and I thought, well, in the dog maybe it doesn't matter that it's liney because, you know, it's furry, but and there's here my pen was running out, so it's all a bit ugh. But and I used a bit of, I started using pink gel pen here, and it ran out and it looked awful, so I used some lighter colours and had to sort of incorporate a bit of pink to hide that. So yeah, wasn't the most successful picture, but I used some glittery gel pens for the parcel. And the sky is done in, there's some glitter on the snow, but the actual sky is just done in a grey felt pen. Those were just Staedtler pens. I've had them for ages. You can see this one ran out. I had chucked it away after. So no, not really the best, but you know, showing you anyway. And of course it's gone right through the page, but it's single-sided, so it doesn't worry me. This was better. This was back to Arteza Expert again. As I say, it just worked well on this paper. So I decided to do a nice pink sky. I'm thinking they look rather pretty. And so some of my snow has got pink highlights on it. It's very similar to the other one, but I used some more festive colours for the hat and scarf of our snowman. And the snow is glitter, which actually looks quite pink, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a normal glitter pen. Maybe that glitter pen just happens to have a lot of pink in it. I don't know. Now, this was done with coarse pencils. Had fun doing this one. I couldn't quite get the face colour right, but I mixed two colours and then it worked. So that was good. And I wasn't sure because he's wearing a shirt. I thought maybe that would really be white, but with the white beard I just did it red. And I didn't attempt to do anything with his hair, but I should have coloured his ear. Oops. It probably would have looked better if I'd tried to do something, put some grey in his beard or something, but I don't know, I just liked it. I liked it, so I left it. Now this was a buddy colour with Kylie, and what she has got Sarah Renee Clark's colour cube, so she picked a colour palette for this. We had a juniper green, we used polychromos, so we had a juniper green, a walnut brown, a caput mortem, Venetian red, sorry, and deep scarlet red. And what I do with the colour cubes is I pick one main colour and then maybe one either side if I've got it, or a couple near it. So for the juniper green I also picked the earth green and the pine green, so we've got a variation of greens like here for example. And with the walnut brown I picked the dark sepia and the nougat. So I had a few different browns. You can see different browns here and here. With the caput mortem, I picked the caput mortem violet and the Indian red. I think I used that for the hair, maybe this clothing. And the Venetian red, a dark, can't read my writing, burnt, carmine, and dark something. And then with the deep scarlet red, I choose scarlet red and middle cadmium red. So I sort of expand on the colour cube a little bit. The sky, which looks black, that is dark sepia. So I had a lot of fun with that. I find it, in a way, it's easier because you don't have to pick colours, but on the other hand there's challenges in trying to use those colours in an effective way, so I think it's really good. And this was polychromos, and the colour cube was number 172 card. I haven't got my colour cubes yet. I have got them, they're sitting under my desk, they're my Christmas present. I'm doing this flip through on the 21st of December, so I'm not allowed them yet, so I will have to wait for a few more days, not long. This one was done with Black Widow Spider. I had a lot of fun with the sky. I used the purple and plum pudding and the dark amethyst, is it, I think, and just blended them together and made a pretty sky. Did quite plain colouring on the blanket. but I had a lot of fun anyway. And I thought this was a donkey. And I said to my son, what are these things? It's a donkey, what are these? He said, Mum, that's a baby reindeer. I was like, oh. Those are his antlers. I was like, oh yeah. Anyway, but that was fun. Now this one is a tutorial video which you would have already had. It's very these are very three-dimensional. What I had to do was, when I was colouring the rest of the book, because you could feel these blobs through, I took a book and put it there, and then some spare paper and a laminate on top so that I couldn't feel any of this texture through. But I think that the little blobs that catch the light really nicely. It's very hard to demonstrate on camera. Oh, hang on. But I'm not going to say too much about this one, because if you've seen the video you'll know it doesn't want to show up. They look quite dark in the camera, but they really catch the light and shine nicely, I think. So anyway, it's sort of different angles as well. And we have one more. This one, which I finished just the other day. This was done with Castle Art gold pencils. With the snow, I've done a bit of blue on it in places, in where I think the shadows might be. But the sky, again, I did grey. And we've got a sparkly snow. There you go. So that's the end of that one. So that was a lot of fun. I do love these books. I've got one more, 2 more Morgan O'Brien books, which I haven't finished yet, which I may finish for the end of the year. Not this year. Not the year I'm recording this, but the year the video is going out. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. But there we are. So thank you to the lovely person that sent me this book. I've had so much fun with it. I know I finished it quickly, but that's okay. It's just good fun. Sometimes when you're just tired in the evening and you want something quick, these are great for that. And you don't always want to spend 3 hours colouring one little person. So you can just do it quite simply, and it just, because of the style of the drawing, it just works really well. So there we go. So Happy New Year again. Thank you very much for watching, and happy colouring.